Zombie apocalypse.
Yo, mic check, 1, 2, what is this? You're now tuned into Imperfect Sense right here on Unified Radio.tv. I'm one of 4 hosts, one of 4 moderators, one of 4 opinionated brothers that make up this podcast called Imperfect Sense. I go by the name of Eric E. Mr. Dawson, whatever it is you call me. Please do not call me a midget. And to the left of me, got the bully with me, Conway.
Whoa.
To the right of me, Andy's in the building.
Yep.
Uncle Drew is what they call him. Shout out to Flesh. Flesh isn't with us today. I know that shit sounded like a broken record, but it is what it is. Flesh was on a little bit of R&R, but we're going to hold it down for the brother like we always do over here on the Imperfect Sense Podcast. And I'm going to tell you right now, if this is your first time viewing, listening, or seeing us, I'm going to tell you right now, we cut up. We have a good time. We don't subscribe to cancel culture. We say what we want, how we want to say it. So if you're sensitive about your race, religion, gender, sexuality, or politics, this is not the podcast for you. That's the only fucking warning you're getting. You're not getting any more warnings. If you stay watching, you stay listening, guess what? You're subscribing to the bullshit. And speaking of subscriptions, man, please make sure you subscribe to everything you see in Perfect Sense on, whether it's YouTube, whether it's Spotify, whether it's Apple. It doesn't matter. We need your support. We need it, man. Like I said, we cut up and talk about a whole list of shit that happens in the public eye, man. For real. But before we jump into it, Kings, how y'all feeling?
Good, man.
Good. Everybody feeling good? No stress.
No stress.
Going
on sinuses, but
it's still allergy season, huh? Yeah. We still in it, man. But we gonna keep the energy up, man. We're gonna have a good time. We gonna cut up. We're not gonna make this dull and boring because we not some dull and boring people. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, man, we all ready to just jump and just go.
Let's go
right into it. Yo, so check it out, right? Since we black, you know. We black. Let me ask y'all something. Being entrepreneurs, black business owners, do you feel like you're underneath a microscope as far as being an entrepreneur, not by other races, by your own people? Because for me, I'm gonna tell you a little about me. Starting jumping into different LLCs and different situations, like shout out to homie Jules, even talking to y'all about things off camera and off mic. When it comes to us and our own people, we don't have the luxury of not doing it right the first time.
Right.
Not with other races, our own people, right? Because they quick to jump on social media. Oh, he ain't doing this. He charging that. Right. And look like this and look like that. Like, I'm going to tell you about establishment. I'm not even going to mention their name. It's a hookah spot locally here in Baltimore, right? This place has been 3-4 different clubs over the last 20 years, right? Ain't did an upgrade in that motherfucker, right? Yeah, but I'm in there, right? On a little powwow. Like, I'm chilling, trying to get the hookah going. And I'm looking around like, yo, this shit is garbage. Right? I ain't jump on social media and say it. I don't know. I'm already patronizing the place. I'm like, I'm spending my money.
Right.
But I'm looking at the place packed. It's packed. Wall to wall, black people. Melatonin everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Melanin. I'm sorry, not melatonin, melanin. You know what I'm saying?
Motherfucker should have been asleep.
Yeah, should have been. But check it out. The establishment wasn't owned by nobody brown.
Right.
Nobody black.
Right.
It was owned by a whole nother race. And my thing is, when it comes to black people, we so quick to throw each other underneath the bus so fucking fast.
Absolutely.
But these other people can get away with this bullshit, and I want to know why. Like, I haven't seen one bad review about the place. I mean, the place look like shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, the place look like purity shit, and people packed in there, relaxing, comfortable.
Tell me what this is at.
Yeah, I'm gonna get on me because
Yeah.
I ain't gonna. I'm gonna get them no free publicity.
But I guess it's because we're quick. If someone looks like someone is from somebody in our house, we're just quick to judge.
I like what you just said. Your house.
But that's unfortunately that's always been the case. It's always been the case, man. I've had situations where I've dealt with black-owned companies and stuff. I remember a situation when dude was like, "Hey, listen, I'm gonna be running behind time. I got a flat." I said, "Are you safe? Are you in a safe place first?" That's my main concern. Where you have somebody else that he also supposed to went to, they just say, "Oh, just never mind. I just expected this."
Yeah,
you don't expect a flat tire.
It's our people. It's our people.
What I'm saying?
Yeah. What about you? I didn't mean to cut you off, bro.
Man, it's just funny for me because, like, I see a lot of that shit every day, man. And the worst thing is we don't realize that we are the reason why black businesses don't flourish.
Right.
We talk this big shit of, oh, we need to own, we need to do this, we need to do that. But as soon as you find out that he black, you label it. It's this popular ice cream shop that's owned by a young man, and his shit be on point. But the reviews on that is, oh, it took too long to get my waffle. Oh, because they do waffles and ice cream type of joint. Oh, it took too long to get my waffle. Oh, it's good, but they need to hire better staff.
It's always an asterisk next to it, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And when you go in there, it's like, what more do you want? Because the people that he hires all have up personalities, super friendly. So it's like, damn, like, only thing we do, but then they'll go to Cold Stone. Oh, this shit is amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, this
like
shit
the greatest.
yeah, they didn't have
Great
the chocolate.
point.
They didn't have the chocolate syrup, but this was amazing.
They have great
like,
point.
yo,
Great point.
crazy,
And let's talk about the personal shit. Like when it comes to things like social media, when it comes to friends and family, when you have a discrepancy, miscommunication, people jump right online, start outing people.
Yeah.
Wanna pretty much grab an audience for the drama, right?
Yeah.
But that motherfucker that you work for that don't look like you, that shit on you in your face every day, you kind of bite your lip. Or the person that holds your mortgage or lease, your landlord, they look at you and shit on you, you say nothing. But when it comes to our own, we so quick to just jump out the window.
It even, you know, it's so funny. My bad, yo.
Go ahead.
It's so funny. Like, even when it's funny you said landlords and shit, like, right? So it's like, say all three of us come together, do some shit, and then we be like, all right, you the landlord of this place, you the landlord. But we underneath the same umbrella, right? But then we have a white person come in, bring him on the team, let him go around, right? All three of us, our joints that have a bad review, but our white counterpart wouldn't. And he might, and the thing about what I'm saying is because I had black landlords, I had white landlords, right? My last landlord was a white bitch. She was the worst, bro. The complete worst. When I say the worst, I mean the fucking worst, right? The landlord I have now is secret. The fucked up thing about it is black. I found out, but they had they do what I would have done.
Right.
They use a white person.
Right.
There. Right.
Right.
And then it's so crazy because anytime you have issues, BJ Home is there. They ain't sending Hector or fucking Iglesias.
Right.
They sending BJ home to fix your shit. But then I'm sitting there like, why the fuck is she playing like she's? Then I get it because she, no matter who it is, she don't want the bad reviews
Right.
because she know they not going to give her bad reviews,
Absolutely.
even though she's giving top notch assistance when you need it.
Right.
Whenever you have an issue, they there. But I'm like, yo. Then I go on the Yelp and look at my previous job. No one says nothing about her but me. And I'm like, yo, you were bullshitting me, bro. Because she does this to everybody. And I'm like, yo, that's so fucked up.
So the thing that made me ask some questions is to get y'all vibing, what y'all feeling, is because I didn't really want to touch on this, but it made sense, right? With this whole shit going on between DL and Monique, right? DL Hughley, comedian, and Monique, the comedian, right? For me, like, yeah, I mean, we've been having conversations about it, right? Different opinions. Some of them, we kind of agree on. Some we don't naturally. But I'm looking at Monique, right? And I'm seeing the history of who she's outing, right?
Regularly.
On a regular, it's us, bruh. And when I mean us as brown people. And this is shit that kills me too. It's not only just her. She's gonna be the front of this conversation, but we look at all these interviews with these artists talking about the people that robbed them, and we looking at these people wear these brands and saying they not doing this and doing that, but y'all not calling out the people that own that shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? Because the people that actually own it don't look like us. That's the real fucking problem. And I'm trying to figure out, is it more of it's just a comfortability because
Of course.
you know your culture, so that's who you're going to attack versus attacking the unknown?
No. For me, I think one, it is easier to attack our own because our own always fuck up, and that's what I'm explaining on this, right? Like the record label, the white people that sit there that hires, that has your manager in place, that tells your manager what you got to do. They tell them to tell you what you got to do because only way, like right now, is a little lady who trying to fucking put out music, but they told her, "Oh, you're not popping enough." Told our manager, tell her do TikToks, because if she don't do TikToks, we're not putting out our music, right? It's easier because I'm not gonna say all black people, but a lot of black people only care about the bread, so they're gonna fuck you over no matter what because they worried about their pockets. Right. It's not a lot of people that. Like you're the first person, I'm gonna keep it a buck, that I've been around in this music shit that say, yo, I do family contracts, which is no contract. I'm doing family. Not too many people gonna have a nigga like you, bro. Everybody else is coming like, oh, he don't want to do that? I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna bust his head open because I have to live for my family.
Right.
They gotta live. So it's easier to talk about it because we just do it so much. If we have a whole bunch of people, if we had more people in the industry that thought like you or thought like, all right, I'm not going to let them upstairs fuck you over. We in this shit together, it'd be a different narrative. But it always look like we're fucking you over because we scared of what they're going to do. And what our life look like. All the fucking managers that you see in the industry that say that fucked over somebody really fucked the person over. But it's just because they wanted to keep that lifestyle. We can go all the way back to fucking the Braxton husband, fucking Mary J. Blige husband, the motherfuckers that was robbing fucking New Edition.
Right.
It goes. I don't want. Their own mothers were about to fucking rob their lives, bruh. Their own mothers, because they wanted to live a different lifestyle. Only thing we teach in our community is the glitz and glamour. We don't teach them how to actually be a village like the rest of these motherfucking races. If we taught them how to be a village and stick together, we wouldn't be fucked over as much.
And I get that concept because we don't look like we're a village, especially when we online bickering all the time about some shit that we could really handle behind closed doors. How can I explain it? How can I expound on it? It's just sometimes I feel like the issue isn't as big as people make it. They just put it out there to get an audience for the attention. Like, some things are not meant for everybody. Like, if I really have a problem with a person, like, I'm not letting it just build up. I'm going to have to address that issue. And I'm also not holding some grudge while I'm waiting for revenge. I'm going to get you back here. And that's the thing that killed me about the Monique shit, because first it was, you put the narrative out, it was about the contract, right? Then once you caught backlash from that, when people say, well, you're attacking the wrong person, then you're supposed to go after the promoter. The promoter is the one that he doesn't handle that. Then that narrative stopped. Now you start saying, well, he played with me on his show. And now all these other things are coming out. And I feel like when it comes to us and our people, we do that shit. It's like we jump out the fucking window, and then once we don't get the attention that we thought we deserved, that was going to put the battery in our back, we kind of retract and then start bringing in other shit to justify why we did what we did
instead of telling it out the break.
Yeah. I
know you about to spell, but I'm gonna say this: if I got a deep issue with you or you, right, then before we can be in the same place and break bread, I have to address that shit. Like, I don't understand. I didn't understand. That's the shit that put her on the losing side of this argument for me. It was like, you harp at all that shit. You sign this contract to be on stage with a motherfucker you just don't like. Sometimes it just don't mix. Sometimes fuck the money. If the vibe and the energy isn't right, and I feel like you disrespecting me, I don't give a fuck about the money.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? But go ahead, yo.
No, I mean, my whole thing is like this. I follow Monique and stuff. I kind of understand, and the reason why I think a lot of shit stems from her being traumatic issues stemming from even from my childhood, because she tried to keep the shit in house. I'm gonna go all the way back to Oprah. She tried to keep the shit in house with Oprah. She said, "Listen, Oprah, you my bitch. Don't interview my family because we kind of on shaky grounds. My parents." Especially like my brother and stuff, because it was stuff that she indulged in. She kind of basically said, I was violated by my older brother at a young age.
And I'm sympathetic and empathetic.
She came to her off record and said, don't interview them because we're not in a good space. Okay, yeah, all right. And then turned around and had a whole fucking interview and asked her brother, said, yeah, why would you sexually molest your younger sister? After when she told her, and I think it started from there, and then everything else spiraled. She said, you know what? I try to keep it in-house. I try to keep it out of, you know what? If you come for me, fuck it. I'm coming for you. Because I feel like the only people that she really feel like she got in her corner, I'm going to just say this, is her husband, Sydney, and she has those the two twins that she had with him. Because really she has like a rocky relationship with her older son. You know what I'm saying? And I just feel like she just has one of those, because I can even say, I'm revealing stuff, even with my father had like one of those dog mentalities. He's like, listen, you gonna fuck me over once, but next time, ain't gonna be no next time. Fuck that shit. Go ahead.
Let me say this. And it goes back to what you were saying about if people did shit the right way, we would be in a better position, right? Now listen to what Andy just said. She went to Oprah thinking that Oprah is her bitch, her homie.
And she idolized her.
Wait a minute. You got
one of her idols.
That ain't your homegirl.
Right.
And that's the problem. That's the problem with the business. It's like you want to kind of open up to a person and kind of rub elbows like, yo, we come from the same place. You know how to handle us as a people. And then that person doesn't go by the quote unquote black code and does some other shit. That's faults on both sides.
Right.
Because for me, I've told y'all this. We're around certain people in that industry, stop talking.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We don't know who the fuck who's with us. We know in this room who we done traveled with, we done broke bread with, we done shed tears with. You know what I'm saying? We know how to handle each other. When we're around certain industry, any industry people,
right?
I want people to really pay attention. I don't talk about nobody else but me. And it's not about being arrogant. It's just like, I'm not giving nobody no ammunition to go back and say, well, he said this and he said that. You know what I'm saying? He said, because they always going to flip your fucking story. Right. You know what I'm saying? They going to flip it whatever narrative, and that's what Oprah did with Monique.
Absolutely.
She was like, that ain't your motherfucker, because she wouldn't have did that shit with Gail.
Right.
Because Gail is really her bitch.
Her bitch,
Right.
yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
And I understood when Monique, she went in kind of in depth about when she first married. Was like, I met Oprah when I was a little girl, and I saw her, and I said, oh my goodness, it's just Oprah Winfrey. And she's speaking as a young girl meeting Oprah Winfrey, and she saw it. She just said,
she said, and she said, on Oprah's show, she was talking about as a fucking news
anchor. Yeah, and she was like,
and just because somebody got your friend don't mean it, got your number don't mean they're your friend either.
Exactly.
So,
and you could tell she really idolized Oprah. And then when she came through, she's like, you know, the reason why I'm here is because of you. And you spoke to me. You said, baby, you can do whatever you want. You know, and you just looked at me and you talked to me. And she said, I say that shit to everybody.
Yeah.
And it was like, boom. Mm-hmm. And that was the first thing. And she just felt like, it's just almost like if you idolize Michael Jordan and then you find out you get there and you see him and stuff, it's like, oh my God, it's Michael Jordan and stuff. You talk all this stuff, he's like, man, nigga, get out my face.
Yeah.
He's like,
you don't even know my life.
So let me ask you this. Because you've been kind of like on and off with the whole Monique shit. Like early on, when shit was coming out, we both were like, yo, we understand her pains and all this other shit. Now lately, it's just seemed like it's just starting to be too much. Mm-hmm. Do you believe that her putting people out there like that look like us is because of that same concept that Conway said earlier, like, yo, we supposed to be doing shit different with our own people, and it's supposed to be a village, and we supposed to be doing that. You think she feels disrespected because of that?
Yeah, I felt like she tried to go that route. It didn't work for her. And she said, you know what? Y'all ain't going to accept it this way. I'm going to do it this way. Mm-hmm. Because, go ahead.
My bad, yo. Yeah.
What?
Like you just had
I just had a because like what Andy saying, like it seemed like a lot of times Monique, don't get me wrong, she seemed like the bitter, angry fucking black woman that Baltimore be running out of her veins and times and shit, right? But it seems like she always do try to mend it in the background, and then it just snaps because, like, I guess the trauma shit she go through that, and then she don't, because she don't talk to motherfuckers. Fuck your friends, like, or because she think people are her friends, like how she did a lot of people thought that she was her friend and she fucked them over. You know what I'm saying?
People locally have a little disdain about her. Yeah. And truth be told, let's keep it real. Baltimore women taking the L the last 60 days. You know what I'm saying? Like, Monique and Jada, y'all in the headlines for the wrong goddamn reasons, and y'all here, y'all looking bad out in the streets. We gotta get some shit back in order.
Let's keep it real. We expected Jada to have Will's back like Monique has Sydney's back, but that's not the case.
But it's just the fact of, like, what she's trying to say is basically when all that whole shit, and then DL supposed to say that her husband was gay and this and that, and fuck with transgenders. She's acting as, once again, I tried to squash that shit through the nigga Steve Harvey and all that other shit, right? But it never went nowhere. Right. And then DL, like, I didn't want to work with you anyway. I was gonna fuck with you, da 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 da. So now it's like, okay, I'm gonna play with you. On the same fucking stage with you, and now because of who she is, no matter who she is, there's a lot of people that fuck with her more than DL, because if you're not sharing DL's Instagram pictures, a lot of them don't listen to his shit because he really don't make too much noise. Outside the last couple of times he made noise, it was behind him beefing with someone.
Right.
So it's like the last time you really made noise was you were beefing with somebody. Then you even jumped in someone else's shit, the last one, that you didn't even have to deal with. So it's like a lot of people look at it like, oh, I'm gonna still take it, because I'm seeing people still capping for Monique. Like, I don't give a fuck what they say. I just don't fuck with him now. I never fuck with him.
They have their own base people that really are riding it down.
Because you got some stands out here.
He actually has some stains on his shit too.
Yeah. Everybody does.
But I'm just saying though, like his, just like her, his last conversation was beef. Her last conversation was beef.
Right.
But and let me do this, and
that's a fact.
I didn't even want to do this, but for the people online that don't know the entertainment business, when it comes to him showing deal memos and her showing contracts, none of them were wrong in what they showed, right? But let me give you facts about what happens in a show like that when you're dealing with comedians. The fact of the matter, the show was in Detroit, right? The fact of the matter, DL Hughley has a radio show in Detroit.
Right.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
He has top-ranked show in Detroit. That's a new market for them, right? When it comes to who promoted the show, it was in part by the radio station, right?
Exactly.
Which he is employed, okay?
Right.
So, naturally, he's going to be the headliner
No matter
because
what your contract
he is on that radio show. And if you know anything about marketing a show, the person with the bigger picture is the headliner. It's no way around it, right?
No matter, like you could be fucking Kanye West, but you're on somebody else and fucking the white boy.
Let's keep it real. Let's keep it real.
Yeah.
Only way DL Hughley gets trumped by not being a headliner if somebody that me and Andy, we talked about this shit yesterday, is just on iconic rock star comedian status. Right. And it's very few of those. We're talking to Dave Chappelle's, we talking Chris Rock, we talking Kevin Hart. Not saying that, they're funnier than DL. You like who you like. Everything is subjective. But the show order changes from there if those guys
one
on the
of
show.
Those three guys come up.
What DL? You know what DL?
DL opened for Marlon Wayans.
I don't think he has a problem opening for anybody.
No, I'm just saying though, like, because Marlon Wayans won a lot of shit too. So
but like, what I'm saying is
the
order of the show changes.
Yeah.
Now I'm in this market. I'm supposed to be the headliner. I'm the number one radio show on here. Guess what? Now I go from headliner to now I'm the host of the show. Means I'm opening. I'm bringing out acts in between the iconic motherfucker that's coming in at the end. Right. He still gets more stage time. He's up there more. You get what I'm saying? Like people don't understand that. They keep talking about she's supposed to be the headliner. No,
but that's then that goes back to what he brought up though, and that's why I think she feels as though
that's why I think the contract shit is phony.
But
that's why I think it's phony.
But that's why, like, the fucked up thing about it, even though her husband wrote that contract, it was still signed by that promoter the day before they signed.
Oh, I'm not. I don't think the contract is invalid at all.
Yeah. Peep it. But this is why I think that she's having her grind, because when she realized, oh shit, the promoter is a DL Hughley fan. Well, employee. Employer. And what is it? It's ran by the company that he's on. She feels though it's a ploy. Like
it's politics.
It's politics. Yeah. So now my shit say XYZ. Your shit come a day after that saying no, and then my emails come out telling me that you're the headliner and DL's before you, but then it's like the day of, it's like, nah, bitch.
I mean, I understand. I understand that too.
It goes back to what he was saying. Why she did what she did. She cut all her material just to go at this man's neck because she feels though, yo, I tried to talk to you behind when you said this shit about my husband. Now we're finally working together. And now I get fucked over again because I'm supposed to be XYZ, but you're behind this shit again. So, like, I still say that she went out the wrong way. She should have, like, fucked that, like, went to that. Since they're in the same building, go and talk. You a big bitch. Like, go talk to that man. You feel me?
Right.
Let him know. Let his little short ass know, like, how you feel.
Mm-hmm.
But she did it the other way.
And don't get me wrong. I understand her stance, especially when it comes to black women in the industry. Like, you can't let nobody play with you. I get it. I'm on the side of that. But let me play devil's advocate. Let me ask y'all this.
Okay.
Right. I know for a fact that, she said, well, they asked me questions about my husband. Will he sleep with Corinne Steffens with a condom, or will he sleep?
The joke was it was like
or sleep with a man with a condom. Let me ask this. Let me ask this because I want you to expound. I want you to get into this. Pause. She's a comedian, right?
Mm-hmm.
I know for a fact that radio hosts, podcast hosts, journalists don't ask everybody the same type of questions, right? Because that question, right? I'm not saying that it was right, but she is a comedian. So I'm going to have jokes with y'all that I may not have with somebody else because I know you could take it because of who you are. Like, they wouldn't ask that question to Denzel. You wouldn't even ask that question to Jada because she's not a comedian.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? My thing is, do y'all think that after she won that Academy Award, that in her mind, she felt as though her peers shouldn't play with her like that no more? Because that award, everybody else, it puts you up here.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
You get different recognition. You get different respect. You get the whole 9 yards. Do you think that award put ego in her brain like, yo, y'all not supposed to play? Even though she's a comedian, like, don't play with me like that no more because I won this award.
Why? Because the white counterparts that she hang with, they don't play with them like that.
But they're not comedians either.
But some of the comedians that she hang with, like, they don't ask it, like, what people don't realize that her and Jim Carrey are real close friends. They don't. Anytime you finally get an interview with Jim Carrey, you don't play with him with the joke shit like that no more because he's at a fucking another hemisphere. Even with non-comedians, they don't ask. Take out the non-comedic shit. They don't ask those questions that'll make that motherfucker sit back like, fuck, you just asked me? They don't ask them. So with her, because even when she was beefing with the Netflix shit, it was like, bitch, do you know that was the first thing she brought out? Like, why y'all playing with me?
Right.
And that's why other people that won that award, like a Whoopi, like, I'm on her side. Because if Whoopi was someone else, when she said what she said, that got her suspended, she wouldn't have got suspended. She would have got fired.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, winning certain type of it goes
even
from,
in that they didn't out the company that owns the show. See, that's the shit I'm talking about. See what I mean? They didn't.
But certain people had different. I get it, but certain people have different methods. I feel like once she won that award, she felt like she was on a certain status level. And it's kind of funny. You did mention one of her friends. Another one of her friends is Roseanne Barr.
Right.
That she actually conversates with.
Oh,
and it's just, what's so interesting is with this, and I found it kind of funny, because I know DL put up the shit with Precious and all this other stuff. It's still the same narrative thing when it comes to black women. She's black. She's angry. She's evil. She has trauma and all this other stuff. But Roseanne Barr went up there and made a whole joke about fucking Nazis and shit, and she's a fucking a fucking Jewish woman. It was like, oh, that's just creative expression.
But look though, our culture isn't chastising Roseanne Barr though. Our culture isn't at the forefront of busting Roseanne Barr shit upside the head. Right. We are at the forefront of our own people. That's the whole point.
Our culture, the reason why Roseanne not on Roseanne no more.
That too.
Yeah, but I get what you're saying, but it's not always up to our culture to do. We just
not accepting of everything. We're not, and that's fine. I'm cool with that as a people. We're not accepting of everybody's bullshit. Them other people, they want to make excuses. I believe our shit is more about accountability.
Yeah, but it goes back, like I said, like, all right, with the Roseanne shit, right? her people not chastising her. It's ours, right?
Right.
In our culture, it's our people chastising us,
Right.
and their people.
Right.
We don't sit there and back and like, yo, we got to stick the fuck. Like, everything we do ain't right. Everything they do ain't right. Everything we do ain't wrong. Everything they do ain't wrong. But it's one thing that they do better than us is turn the other cheek when they're shitting on a fan. That's why you don't. Yo, no one fucking knew Johnny Depp and fucking Amber Heard was on trial until fucking TMZ said, and they was already in that bitch for a month. Right? If that was us, the first day a motherfucker got the court, oh, this bitch taking me, got the court ladder. Oh, this bitch taking me to court. We blast that shit immediately.
So it's our fault for not keeping shit quiet.
Facts! Yo, no real shit.
Yeah.
These other races don't get looked at as doing shit wrong like that because they don't say shit. They move how we supposed to move as supposed to be street niggas.
Well, that's why I'm glad y'all talking the way y'all talk, because that was my whole point of this. I believe our people just want a fucking audience for everything, yo.
Everything.
You can't keep a secret. You can't move in silence. You just somebody gotta see you. Like my thing is like this. Like you got 20 cars at home. Why we gotta know it? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You got 10,000 in your pocket. Why we gotta know it?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Why we gotta know? Why
I just bought this bust down chain. Why I can't see it when I see you?
Right.
So is it an issue that our shit isn't authentic or real unless we get validation from an audience?
That's a fact.
Facts.
Instagram was made for us.
I agree with that.
One, it was made for us because they know that, we giving them a platform where they could show off.
And
because
give us free promo with our own products.
Right.
Yeah.
Not only that, these motherfuckers so stupid that they going to start putting their crimes on the camera. It's easy. Oh, no ride so easy to fucking hit you with a Rico because of your rap lyrics? Because it's easy. Because we want to do it. We go online. After we rap the bitch, we go online with a gun with a big ass Draco and tell a motherfucker like, yeah, da-da-da-da-da. So now I got extra ammunition. Yo, as a little jit, my motherfucking uncle used to tell me, nigga, I don't give a fuck how much money I got, bro. He said, you know I got money. I said, yeah. He said, do I show it? He said, nah. That's why, I never wore a chain. I never wore watches. I never wore none of that shit. Because at the end of the day, a motherfucker like that don't get picked on, and he got the most money in the block. He's supplying the block.
Right.
The motherfucker that's not supplying the block got fucking 25,000 on his neck, 140 on his wrist, and the first nigga dead.
Yep.
You look at somebody that's worth the world. You look at the Elon Musk and the Jeff Bezos and the Bill Gates of the world. They not flashy at all, man.
This motherfucker Elon Musk was sitting around a campfire roasting fucking marshmallows and hot dogs paws after when he
roasted those glizzies.
After when he tried to purchase Twitter. It's like
the nigga came outside and they was trying to roast him because he had on Walmart slippers, bruh. How you gonna roast a man that could fucking destroy your life? Because he had a Walmart slippers? That's letting you know that even though he has abundance of money, he don't need to go and buy the $10,000 shoes that's gonna break into these.
He don't need an audience to tell him like, yo, you did that shit,
exactly.
Yo. You did that.
Yeah.
And that's a thing that's got me about us throwing shit online to try to get people to jump on our side and validate us. This is like it's like the simple shit. You argue sports. I said we all argue sports. As soon as a motherfucker agree with somebody's opinion, like, oh, I told you. That's what it was. It still don't make it fact because somebody agree with your stupid ass.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The only thing that's fucking fact is numbers. You know what I'm
That's it.
saying? Like, all that, you know, they did this and they did that. Like, people love to get fucking validation. And that's the thing that's really killing me about this Monique shit. It's like, could it have been done a little different? You know what I'm saying?
It could have been.
It could have been.
But then we don't know if it was.
Mm-hmm. That's true too. Maybe she did, but maybe she didn't. You know what I'm saying? Because for me, I'm looking at the industry. No matter which you are, entertainment and sports, you're gonna have a high time and a low time. The whole thing about her being blackballed, I'm kind of on the fence with it. I don't know.
She was blackballed because a motherfucker did something behind her back.
I don't know if I 100%
shit.
agree with her being blackballed. I think maybe she just had a low time. Like, that's what I believe. I mean, everybody has it. Like, everybody has a time where you're just not on top.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I think that shit that hurt the most is like, y'all won this award and I was up here and then next thing you know, shit just stopped.
Right.
Man,
You know what I'm saying?
You know,
she need to get rid of her fucking husband.
That's been a lot of sentiments about a lot of people
I'm
say
gonna
that.
keep it a
I don't
buck.
know about that, but a lot of people
keep
say
it a buck. I'm gonna keep it a buck, yo.
we just know Will need to get rid of
Whoop,
Jada.
whoop. Yo, they just sent every issue. Sydney has his 18 cents in that bitch.
I mean, that is his
No,
wife.
I don't give a fuck. Her issues start because of him.
Mm-hmm.
It go all the way back to Netflix. She would have took that deal. He told her she was more. With a person that haven't been on the scene in years. We can't bank on you because you got the most prestigious award in acting.
Me and Andy talked about that too, because
Right.
she compared herself to Amy Schumer. Amy Schumer was hot at the time. Different demographic. Like, you got to go with the numbers. Like,
But her husband
mm-hmm.
was spearheading that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the Oprah shit went down, but the husband went online on that little hour shit that they do, started shitting on Lee Daniels, who, him and Oprah friends, but he wasn't part of that shit.
Mm-hmm.
So then you start shitting on him. Oh, you gave him up. Da-da-da. You drive. Every time you drive is only when your husband already pushed the start.
Mm-hmm.
Her husband is the push to start.
Mm-hmm.
And then she goes with it. Her husband is the reason why a lot of fucking females are scared to be submissive. Being submissive is good in the terms, but shows that shit is not always good. Anything daddy say, daddy gets.
Mm-hmm.
Anything.
So you saying,
Yo, bro,
you basically saying like she's
lost
a little bit too much submissive.
too much. She lost weight because he told her, and it's on record, that he was going to leave her because she was too big still.
Mm-hmm.
This is on record,
Okay.
right? I get it. Everybody should lose weight, but I shouldn't be your husband telling you, I'm going to leave that ass. Bitch, who are you without me, Sydney?
His name's Sydney.
No.
Sydney Hicks.
Sydney's no one. Without Monique, he could come back to Baltimore and plan himself. Niggas will walk past him and don't know who he is.
That's true. I think it's also they've known each other since the Sandlot.
Issue.
Listen, they've known each other since the
Just
Sandlot.
like niggas.
He knows her, she knows him, and she like, well, this is my man, and if he says go, nigga, I'm off the fucking porch, and she
Goes.
like it's like one of those things like, dang, I wish Jada would do that, but when Monique does it, it's like, oh man, he got too much control.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
You can't
where
win,
can we
right?
find this medium? How can
win,
you
right?
really win? You know what I'm saying? Because you would want.
You can.
You can't. But I'm gonna tell you something.
Because nobody's different in that standpoint. Niggas know Will. Niggas know Jada. Niggas heard Will say, I don't care what my wife gets me into.
Mm-hmm.
I still love her.
Yeah, he loves her.
We never heard fucking Sydney say nothing but beat DMX and send his pit bulls out. We don't know who's... Yo, what has Sydney done positive in her life?
He love her.
Fuck that.
But hold up.
No, I'm not taking that from a nigga. No, I'm not taking that from I'm not taking they love her from a nigga like him.
They love her. What I'm saying is, you know what? I kind of
Fuck this nigga like.
I kind of understand that because it is people that be sitting in people's corner in this industry that kind of giving the wrong advice and they trying to be too much business savvy. Like I think, and don't quote me on the number, but I think Netflix offered her like $500,000, something like that.
You should have took it.
Damn right, I'm taking it because guess what? My deal is gonna hit the table and say, look,
and then let the numbers do.
I'm gonna do this, but if the numbers hit this mark, we need to come back and do another one at this price. Look, you know what I'm saying? Like
that's what they ain't.
We doing one at this price, or you gonna give me two more at another price. You get what I'm saying? Like I'm not. I'm like you're in no position to walk away from finding.
Look at what Dave did.
She's in no position to walk away.
Dave took what they gave him, and then when they seen that shit go up the wall, they just gave that motherfucker blockbuster control. You think he owned fucking Netflix?
And I mean, when people start talking shit about I've been in the business for this long and that long and this amount of years and blah blah this, then you should know that you got to give a little. So you got to give a little sometimes and get that relationship. Yeah. Netflix come to me like, look, yo, I'm gonna give you $40. And you know what, Netflix, give me that goddamn $40.
You know, right.
Give me that goddamn $40. Because guess what? I'm in the building now.
But you know, son Conway, you're right. Because everything is going down with Netflix and them losing different, contracts with different shows. You know, they lost a lot of Marvel shows and all this other stuff. The comedians are running Netflix right now. So the ones that it's kind of funny. It's ironic that you said that. Dave Chappelle, Chris Rock, Kev Hart. You can put some other ones in it, but those three,
Cat Williams, Amy Schumer.
These comedians are running Netflix.
And you could have been a part of that.
But the ego
and your husband, your ego and your husband.
But guess what? That's funny that you said that. But being that she said, yo, I know my worth. Sydney told me my worth. And I'm going to go and take this to court.
What the fuck he just said?
No.
I'm going to throw this fucking phone across.
I'm giving you an example.
No, I'm just saying.
So she said, I know my worth. My husband, my daddy / king,
that's what she
Sydney told me my worth. I'm taking this to court. She took it to court. And they said, you know, son, you got a case. We did it, Daddy.
Yeah.
Everything.
But look what they gave her. Look what they gave her now. Less than $500,000.
I don't know what they gave her. But and it's not a shot. It's not.
She's still getting to get the shooter yet.
I'm not even.
Still didn't get the shooter yet.
I just feel like
I'm not. Yo, the funny thing is, man, like I'm not even interested in seeing nothing from her right now. Not right now. Like it maybe because it's like this shit that's coming out. It's kind of like rubbing me the wrong. It's kind of like rubbing me the wrong way. Cause even like this, you know, we look at battle rap and talk battle rap, and I told y'all before, like yo, you watch this and you watch this, and I'm like, no, I'm kind of turned off by it because of the other antics that was leading up to these battles. It kind of like. When I kind of see that shit, it kind of shuts me off because I just don't like that energy. Like I don't like toxic shit at all. I don't like it. Like it's just like you don't need it as a selling point for me. Like and that's just me being selfish. Everybody else kind of like it, but I'm just saying for me, when I start seeing toxic shit, it kind of make me don't even want to kind of look at this person content or be involved with the shit. Like I just don't. I don't got the urge for it, man. Like that's just me.
Yeah,
I don't know. I'm just saying, man.
I still watch that shit.
You still watch?
I don't watch that.
But you like
new
drama
shit that
though.
They do, that shit.
You like drama though.
No, I don't like that. Well, you talking about the new shit?
No, you just like drama. Period.
The new shit that was crazy.
You just like drama, man.
I wanted to see if she really had a baby by my man.
There we go. See the soap opera shit. And that's exactly what this shit is. An online fucking soap opera. This is
As the world
exactly
turns.
what it is. It's an online soap opera that we're experiencing right now. But for real, man.
It's true.
Man, let's tighten this up, man. Let's get ready to get up out of here, man.
What's up?
Oh, God. Yo, give your final thoughts, Andy.
Put a baby.
Okay. I mean, hey, listen.
You want a baby?
Two things.
I'll give her one.
Two things I want to say. Oh God.
I'll give her a baby.
Two things I want to say is this. You say good press, bad press is all press. And I think that's kind of in the mind space that she's in at times. I also believe there's a lot of money to be made out of black trauma, black toxicity.
Toxicity.
And because it just seemed like one of those things where everybody tunes in. It's just a known fact. Like they see this shit, like you said, on IG. They see it on she did a little it just seems like people cash out and make big money off of black trauma and toxic moments when it comes to our culture.
Shout out to Tank on Drink Champs. He said that. He said, I sing about love. But y'all love the drama. And that's what y'all promote. But y'all don't want to promote black love. I get it.
Absolutely.
Stop. So I do. Stop. No, you want to get your final thoughts? No,
I was done with you already. Say that.
You doing too much, yo.
I fought with Tank, but not when he sucked it. It's like, nah. Only thing I want to say, yo, is this. Oh shit.
Go ahead.
Just like, yo, like we just had to fucking stick together and like stop promoting the dumb shit, and then we'll start being treated as fucking human beings, bro. Like our culture, this what fucks me up because they say it's a culture thing, especially in hip hop. Our culture was wood necklaces, nigga, that was worth $12, if that. You know what I'm saying? So like all the flashy shit is because they told us that's how we was going to get an audience. They programmed this bullshit in us, and then we followed it. Now we have to follow up with life insurance because motherfuckers getting smoked for it. So at the end of the day, just like stick together. Stop fucking putting everything online for someone to see, especially if you're not if you're an entrepreneur, put your business on there. If you fucking make music, put your music on there. We don't give a fuck about the rings, the watches, and shit you got because now they coming out to saying that shit fake anyway. So at the end of the day, it seemed like real jewelry don't need to be expressed no more. As long as it has some type of shine to it, everyone is getting it. I might come in this bitch next week with like a big ass like brick eye shell.
Yeah, and I'm gonna clown the shit out you.
I don't care. They're gonna love it.
No, they're not. Not at
This
that.
nigga's lying. This nigga's lying.
That clown the shit out of you.
That's not in my jurisdiction.
But check. Go ahead.
Yeah, but only thing I'm saying, yo, like stick together. Stop worrying about pulling down our race and build our shit up.
Right.
Because that other races will always be 10 steps ahead of us because no matter what they do, mass shootings, they still behind them.
Absolutely.
This guy's crazy. Yo, but check it out. For me, I'm just gonna paraphrase everything. It's say everything doesn't need an audience. Everything doesn't need attention. Learn to have a little bit discretion, especially when it comes to drama and problems. You promoting happiness, do that, but everybody does not need to know your fucking business. Everybody does not need to know what's going on behind closed doors. Everybody does not need to know how much money you got. Nobody doesn't need to know all of these things, man. You doing that shit for validation of your own ego. Like that's what you're doing. And validation is getting a lot of people killed. Getting a lot of people locked up. It's getting a lot of people losing their careers behind this bullshit, man. So just have a little bit more discretion. And if you do got a problem, man, keep that same energy that you do with your own culture with everybody else. You don't pick and choose when to be a motherfucking badass. You want to go hard at everybody, and that's it. And it's been another edition of Imperfect Sense right here on UnifiedRadio.tv. I'm Eric. This is Conway. and Andy did something with his hat like he's fucking Barney Fife, and we see y'all the same time, same unified channel next week. Peace.